Hey everybody, I was just going through and working on a project that I just finished up today, and I kind of wanted to share this with you just in case you wanted to build a seat for cheap without breaking the bank or anything else, because I know I looked online back in summertime, and a seat that goes on the back of a Sportsman I think is upwards of $249 on Amazon. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to pay that. So I kind of like to do my own stuff and go from there. So what I have here is actually a back seat, which I'll show you how it fits in a little bit. But right now I'll kind of go through the process of how it was created. I went down to Home Depot, picked up some EMT conduit or electrical conduit in their electric section. This pipe right here came in 5 foot. It is 1/2 inch thick. The actual diameter of it is 0.70. I looked that up online because it was not a 1/2 inch. So what I ended up doing was I used a diamond cutter or an angle grinder with a diamond blade on it. Cut this pipe down to size. I had to go through and kind of measure that out just to make sure that I had the right spacing between the front rack and the back rack, which I'll show you once I put it on there. But anyways, if you weld, you can actually do this project quite easily. You will need Muriatic Acid. You can buy this at Home Depot as well. I think it was $9.99 down in their paint aisle. What you'll need to do is just get a plastic Dixie cup, fill it up probably about maybe an inch or two where it's on the second little line there, and then you're going to stick your galvanized pipe into it, and what it will do is it will start to eat away at the galvanization. You don't want to breathe the fumes or anything, but keep a thing of baking soda. If you know anything about acid, baking soda is a base and it will kind of calm down the acid itself. So what I did was I mixed baking soda and water together, so that way when I was done I can put the end of the pipe into the water with baking soda and kind of neutralize that acid. You can also look up other videos online of how to actually do it. If you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. If you are, use protection as far as something over your eyes and possibly something over your hands as well, and avoid splashing. Always pour the acid into the water, not the vice versa. So anyways, back to this. After you soak the ends of your pipe that you're going to actually be welding, again I did about 2 inches just to make sure that I'm not going to be welding anything that actually has the galvanization on it. And I married these together, and once that was all done, I went through and I used Flex Seal. I thought it would give it a nice little rugged look to it, and kind of make it so that way it was kind of softer than just riding on regular like paint. I don't think this was the paint that I used. However, I used a black base paint, like kind of like a I can't think of the word right now. Just like your base layer before you actually paint it or put it down. But anyways, after I did all that, I went and just used some standard, I think this is 1/2 inch, just kind of like your regular MDF or high density board, kind of like that. Cut that out, measured it to make sure that the points and everything else were about exact, and then went down to Joann's Fabric. You can go to any fabric store, but they were having a deal where it was like 60% off of their fabrics. I think the fabric that I chose was something about $20 a yard, and I got a 1/2 yard, and then I only used a little bit. But this material here, it's nice and stretchy, and it feels kind of like the stuff that you would actually have in either like a car seat or kind of like a computer chair. It's really nice, stretchy fabric. Then of course I filled it up with this polyester fiber, which the lady said it probably wouldn't last too long, but I stuffed it pretty good. So it's nice and sturdy. He doesn't ride with me too often to be able to have any issues with it. Once I was actually able to finish that up, I took just regular plain wood screws, used my drill press to drill in some holes, And then I sprayed the screws. I'll probably have to spray them one more time or something, just so that way it looks a little bit cleaner. But they go right down into the actual board that's in here. And then I just stapled this back on so that way it looked a little bit more finished. So anyways, this, I'll show you what it looks like if you want to do this. And yes, I do have my plow on this year again, with that synthetic rope that we used before, or that I showed you guys. And I don't have any way of mounting this on quite yet, but this is where it's going to go. It's kind of like a lower back support for adults. For children, it kind of goes up into the middle of their back. But what I'm thinking of doing is using some T's, cut off the bottom of it so it slaps down over, and then use some clamps that you tighten down with a screwdriver on each side. So that way this piece will slide down into it, kind of lock it into place, and then the same thing for the front supports. That way I don't have to weld it on. That way if I go hunting or whatever it may be and I want to throw something big back here, I can do so without having to kind of remanage all my space back here. I can just take it right off and have my back rack. So if you have any ideas of what I can use as far as clamps go, that'd be great. Just comment down below. I'm just kind of throwing out some ideas of what I wanted to use. I was thinking copper tees. I was also looking at the steel ones. They also had some other structural pipes that you use for desk lamps and stuff. I don't know if that would actually work or not. The outside diameter of this actual pipe is 0.70 something something something. It's on their webpage. But anyways, that's what it will look like once it's actually mounted on there. I did sit up on it and it is quite comfy. Yeah, if you have any questions or anything else, just comment below. Like this video if you like it, and if you have any other issues, just let me know. Thank you.